Hello there, this is DBT, and this is Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today, as you can see on the title, maybe on the thumbnail, I'm going to be doing Gauntlet again with my team of ultimate cars. Oh yeah, baby! And that is why I have the Koenigsegg Jesko over here, because just look at that beautiful thing. We're also gonna have a quick look at the new relay offers. So stick around, but before we go any further, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know, if you enjoy my content, do it for me, do it for the channel. It helps. Algorithm, you know, all of that stuff. But alright, so first off, let's have a look at the relay offers. Now, if you don't know what relay offers are, some time ago I made a video. Did I make a video on it, or I don't remember. Well, the point is, they introduced a new system, by them in Gauntlet, a new system in which you can get progressively better, quote-unquote, progressively better rewards the more money that you spend on the game. So this is 100% exclusively a premium or pay-to-win system. There is absolutely no way that you can get stuff for free, even if you read over here that it says free. Because you click on it, oh, you can't. First, you need to get this offer. So remember that what it shows over here is in my local currency. This actually translates to about $2. So yeah, I will give you the idea of how much is on each one of these. So for example, you need to spend $2 and you would get 20 vouchers, right? And then once you have bought this, you can claim these 20 vouchers for free. You don't have to spend anything. But now you have unlocked this one, which for $3, they're gonna sell you 35 vouchers. I think you get the idea, right? So if we end up doing the whole sum of both the vouchers that you get and the money that they ask you to spend, it's a total of $20 in all of the purchases, and you get a total of 285 vouchers, unless I miscounted, but I think I did it right. So that's 285 vouchers for $20. Is that a good deal or not? First of all, again, as usual, I'm not trying to convince anybody to spend money in this game. I'm just presenting you the information of what is available right now and what's the big deal with the relay offers. So is this worth it? Well, if you go to the regular shop and see how much it would cost to get that same amount of tokens, well, vouchers, you can't, because you can only buy 160 or 400. So in a way, I guess this is the closest one, though not really, because this is the same price that you would end up paying. This is $20. So for $20, normally you would get 160 vouchers, while in the relay offers, for those same $20, you get 285, which is like about 75% more or something like that. So if you're into buying vouchers because you need them for whatever reason, yeah, I suppose it's a better way of acquiring them. However, they've only done relay offers, it was like well over a year ago that they did this whole system, and it had actually some better rewards in my opinion than just some vouchers. But hey, I don't know that this is gonna repeat. Like, once you purchase all of this stuff, I don't know if this is gonna come back 1 week later. Well, actually it does say that it lasts, I guess, a total of 8 days. So after that, does it repeat? Do you have another opportunity to keep on buying that way? I have no idea. Am I interested in this? Honestly, not. Because overall vouchers, I don't find them to be extremely useful. Now, it is clear that Gauntlet has been focusing on adding this sale button because they want you to purchase cars that are quote-unquote on sale, and they sell it specifically for vouchers. Now you can see over here, this one costing 60, but now it's 45 because it's 25% off. Or for example, we have the Zeus 12 Sigma for 290, but now you can buy it for 218. So overall, cars are kind of expensive for vouchers, even when they're quote-unquote on sale. So that's why I don't see, like, acquiring 285 vouchers is not something that really calls my attention. Because what am I gonna do with those vouchers? I don't know. Maybe that could be useful, because remember that once you go over here to special offers, if you have a total of 400 vouchers, you can get a Class S Master Key and an Ultimate Upgrade, which means you'll be able to unlock a car from this pool, limited pool, but hey, it's there. And you'll be able to upgrade it right away for 400 vouchers. But hey, again, you cannot even get 400 for the relay offer, so that still requires you to spend some additional money. So overall, I'm not super interested on it. I just wanted to show you this information in case you're curious about what is the deal with that. But yeah, it's nothing at all worth looking into if you're a free-to-play player, because there's nothing that you can get from there. It's exclusively for pay to win. But alright, so like I said, I'm going to be doing Gauntlet with my ultimate team, and of course, it's not actually with the good ultimates. I'm gonna be bringing the bad ultimate cars and see what I can do for this season. I'm bringing the Arash AF10. Famously, back in the day before they added these other ones, this was the bad ultimate car, because you had something like the Jesko And then you also had an ultimate car, the Arash AF10, but this is so much worse than the Yes, because everybody was like, yeah, this car sucks. It doesn't suck. It is kind of bad, but it doesn't straight up suck. It's, And we also have the Hennessy Venom, recently turned into Ultimate. Recently, yes, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. Turned into Ultimate. Same thing for the Tuatara. Both of these cars used to be Class A, but now they made a Class S Ultimate. And man, I had to spend a bunch of tokens to buy this, but it's fine. I'm also going to be bringing the Koenigsegg Agera RS, another infamous Ultimate car of this bracket. And because there isn't a fifth bad Ultimate car that I can bring, there's an Ultimate bike, but you cannot bring bikes to Gauntlet. So I had to bring an Ultimate from Class A. Now, Crystal Lake should be enough to barely get to this car, so for the most part, it'll be alright. I'll be using 4 Class S cars, and the 5th one will be Class A. How is this gonna go? I don't know. Let me activate some boosters. And if you're wondering, DBT, why are you making a video on the bad cars? Why? Why not? I mean, I'll talk more about my situation with Gauntlet, but first, I started with the Arash AF10. I don't think that's a good accelerator. I don't know that any of the cars that I have here, it's a good accelerator, but I'm gonna try my defense lap like this and see what I can do. But yeah, overall, Gauntlet has been a game mode that I barely paid attention for the past month. I don't know how long it's been since they removed the Gauntlet badges. Now, Gauntlet badges were a very useful currency to purchase certain sections of Class S cars, specifically the 1861 ranked cars, along with one single 1862, the Pininfarina Battista. But yeah, that currency was very useful specifically for that, and while it took a ridiculous amount of time for you to get to one of those cars, like seriously, tremendous amount of time of grinding in order to get there, it was still kind of a great way to unlock those really good cars. Thinking about Cyan, thinking about like Lycan Halloween, thinking about like Cento Dieci, you know, a bunch of cars like that are pretty good, like proper, pretty good, that you could get technically for free, so long as you grinded enough in I was thinking of restarting this lap, but I'm like, no, I gotta finish it, and I'm gonna do another lap and compare it and see if I can improve the time if I add a different accelerator. But then again, I don't know what is a good accelerator over here. I'm sure the Arash is not that. But alright, so that is my defense lap, but let me try another one and see if I can improve the time. Okay, here we go. So, my position is 256, right there in the middle. Okay, cool. So, hold on, let me do another. And this time, I'm gonna try accelerating with the Tuatara. Is it a good accelerator? I want to believe it is. I honestly have no idea. And I know you guys in the comments are gonna tell me like, no, DBT, you should have brought this, but hey, that is at this point, you know, a moot point, because I cannot see into the future very much. But yeah, so ever since they removed that currency, they removed it from being acquired even through regular races. Wait, could you get them through regular races? I don't think so. I think it was just rewards for the end of the season. But still, it was a useful currency, and that got me into playing this game mode a lot. Specifically, for 5 days a week, I would not pay too much attention to it. I would still do my daily races for the sake of getting my fusion coins from daily races. And then I would go on boosted and whatever, and towards the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is when I would actually go ahead and play it a bit more, quote-unquote, seriously, where I would go triple boosted and try to get some results. The problem is that, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Once I, hold on, I got distracted by it. The Arash is weird in the way that it drifts. I was playing with it before they recorded this video. I was playing it with it in Classic Season, and I was surprisingly comfortable drifting that thing. It's like, wow, it isn't as bad as I thought it was, or as I remember. But anyway, so yeah, once they removed this currency, I had absolutely no reason to keep putting effort on it. So ever since the currency got removed, I don't really pay a lot of attention to Gauntlet. I never, quote-unquote, try hard. I'm actually gonna get a better result. Look at that, somehow. I guess the previous lap was just that much worse. All right, I'm gonna do one last attempt at a defense and hope for the best. So anyway, nowadays, I don't really play this seriously at all. I never use boosters, I never set up a good defense, I never do good attacks or anything like that. I don't use boosters at all over here anymore. Because the rewards at the end of the season went from being a very useful currency for a particular type of cars to credits. Credits which are absolutely 100% useless now. Okay, they're not straight up 100% useless, but they're getting very close to becoming that. Because there's barely any cars that you can buy for credits nowadays. You can no longer buy liveries with credits. Now you can really only use it for upgrading bikes, which if you haven't, you should do anyway. To do that and to convert wildcards. But other than that, there's absolutely no use for, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's cut a little bit on me. Oh well. There's no reason to be aiming so hard for the credits. And then there's also fusion coins as a payout for the Gauntlet end of season, but not that many anyway. Unless you finish like in position 10 or lower, you're gonna get like 500,000 to 1 million if you end up top 1 or something like that. But seriously, that is so incredibly difficult that someone with my level of skill issues is not gonna get there. So there's no reason for me to play this seriously. However, you know, I thought, hey, let's make a video on this and see what we can do. All right, that was, wait, what? I failed. Oh, this is the old ghost. Yeah, there's a weird thing where this is my first ghost time, but the ghost that I saw in the race was my second, while this is my third race. It's weird. It's fine. Whatever. Don't worry about it too much. So let's do some attacks and see what we can do over there. Yeah, miss out. That's fine. So I'm really curious. Why don't you tell me in the comments if you also, if you're still playing this seriously, you know, like consistently, or if you're a little bit like me, getting disappointed by the end of season rewards and you're like, whatever, I'll just get my tokens. I wonder. Because, man, I really lost interest on this game mode. I was never super competitive in it, because obviously I don't have the level of skill required to be hyper competitive in something like that. And that is why I understand that a lot of people actually do enjoy this game mode quite a bit, because it's very competitive for people that are really good at TLEs and things like that, where it's a controlled environment and you need to do absolutely impeccable laps and all of that. So I can see why people enjoy it. It took me a while to understand that, but now I understand that it's fine. But I personally, since I've never been into that type of mindset for gameplay, it's like, no thank you. So even though I have great cars, obviously not this that I'm bringing, but I do have things like, you know, the Bolide, I have the 300 plus, I have the Yes Go Attack, not the Absolute, I don't have the Absolute yet. I may have some really good cars for it, but even then, still good cars with bad skills equals bad results. So yeah, never cared too much for it, and now I care about it even less. First place, baby! Alright, so what did we race? Batista, Faraday, Centenario, BXR Bailey Special Edition, nice, and a Silver Lightning. Alright, a bit of a mixed bag in terms of the cars that he was driving. And this is why I play Gauntlet every day without boosters, because it doesn't matter if you win or lose the race, you're still gonna get your tokens, which is a good thing. It's good to see that, oh, someone challenged me and I got a victory, let's go. It's good to see that these tokens can be acquired regardless of your result in the race. At the end of the day, you just get tokens for finishing races. Alright, let's see what we can do in this one. Again, I don't know from these cars which is the best accelerator. Oh, look at that, he brought a Torino, nice. Nice, you love to see Torinos. And I wanted to make it precisely the team with the bad ultimate cars, because I've been one to defend bad ultimate cars. Specifically, I've defended the Arash as not being as a trash as people say that it is. I mean, to be fair, it is not an amazing car. It has physics issues, it doesn't accelerate great, if you're unboosted it drifts like utter garbo, but you got triple boosted and the car can do relatively alright. It's not amazing, and the reason why I've defended it is because, like I've said a bunch of times over the past I don't know how many videos, that especially in the protests, where I mentioned that overall, if your focus is multiplayer, just about any Class S car will do, so long as you have it at Pro. Or in the case of Ultimate cars, well, you bring them Ultimate, they're always Ultimate, you know what I'm saying. First place! Alright, what happened there? What was I racing? I saw the Torino and then I didn't see what else it was. Torino, Intensa Emozione, Terzo Millennio, Centenario, and Ferrari FX6K. Really cool cars. I'm not sure that the Torino is the best accelerator from that. Probably the Centenario would have been better. But honestly, I don't know, because remember, I don't do measurements of things like that, so it's fine. Oh, I didn't show you the reward. It's fine. Let's see, what else do we... Honestly, I'm not really picking and choosing races. I'm just literally whatever... Oh, I'll try it. I don't love Citadel Crash, but I'll try it. That is one that I am picky about. But yeah, so as I was saying, if your focus is multiplayer, just about any car will do. Even the Arash, and in fact, I've defended the Arash as being a fantastic car for doing Master Season unboosted. Because it's the ultimate that was easy. Oh god, I messed it up. Oh, somehow I made it, Jesus. Very slow, but I made it. It was a car that it was very easy to acquire, expensive infusion coins, but it was definitely much cheaper than getting a regular Class S car that was an Ultimate and then upgrading it. So I defended it for that reason, because going with this car on Boosted and Master Season is absolutely possible to get to Elite. And you might be wondering, but what do I care about going on Boosted? Well, perhaps you have a lot of boosters and you're fine going triple boosted. But you know, for the people that don't have a lot of boosters to spend but still want to get their multiplayer currency that you can get only in that season, well, then that is definitely a way to do it without spending boosters, without having to stress about that. So, I don't know. I think it's a... Oh, he went for the trade. All right, fair enough. I mean, I was losing this race anyway. But it's okay. It's fine. All right, there we go. I got an L. Yeah, I mean, I did mess up the start of the race quite a bit, so that is not surprising to me to get a bad result there. Here comes reward number 3. Let's go. All right. Gonna randomly select... Well, unless it's a bad track. Roulebule! He's one of the Vroomers. Oh, look at that. All right, we're gonna race against one of the Vroomers with the Frangivento, Battista, Faraday, Devo, and Aston Martin V12 Vantage. All right, I am gonna try the Hennessy Venom as my accelerator. I don't know if it's worse, it's better, who knows? I'm still gonna try. Now, I don't defend so much neither the Venom or the Tuatara as a bad ultimate that it's ultimately decent enough for multiplayer, because I don't have enough experience with them, and for a long time they weren't easy to acquire, and then, like I mentioned, they were also Class A, not Class S, so it was a different scenario. But now, oh yeah, this acceleration I don't think is good. Okay, hold on. Now, honestly, I do believe that Roulebule is a pretty good player, so I don't imagine I'll be able to be beating his time. The surprising thing is that somehow for this race, I was in top 120. I don't know how, but hey, you know what? I'll take it. Okay. So yeah, I don't have enough just yet to defend these two cars, but then again, they're so difficult to get. I was only able to get them recently, very recently, thanks to all of the sales that were happening as of late for tokens, and that's how I got both the SSC Tuatara and how I got the Hennessy Venom. And I know that people kind of dislike the Tuatara because it's an ultimate, but it doesn't have top speed advantage or raw top speed as other ultimates have. And some people dislike the Venom because of other reasons, so I think I did better with the Tuatara as my starter car. All right, well done, Mr. Roulebule. Well done, it's fine. If I find you again, I'll challenge you, but with the order different. How about that? Maybe even the Agera RS could work for accelerator. And again, I forgot to show you the reward. It's fine. All right, so I need to make back some points in hopes that I can find him. All right, let's move the Agera RS to the front and hope that it can do something good as an accelerator. Ice Cave. Wait a second. Isn't that the exact same track that I did for my defense? Centenario, Revenant. Let's try it. I mean, I should be looking for something like Orbital Loop or Terra 9. Over there I can do all right. But anyway, don't fear. At some point I will do protests. Quote unquote protests. Should I call it ultimate test? I mean, it could work for a title, but anyway. Protests of the... Hey, the acceleration isn't too bad. I mean, compared to that Centenario, that wasn't terrible. Yeah, I will do eventually a protest of those two cars, the Tuatara and the Venom. But for the meantime, all I'll say is that I've driven them in multiplayer a bit, and I'm finding both of them pretty alright, so long as you're triple boosted. Again, this particular car, I tested it on boosted, and it's like, holy moly, this drift is absolutely trash tier. It was horrendous. I'm like, wow, that is unbelievable. Now, is it worse than the Arash AF10 of boosted drift? I don't know, maybe that would be one cool thing to try and see which one works worst. Works the worst. But yeah, so anyway, my whole point on this video is just have some fun in Gauntlet, which I haven't really paid attention to in a long time, with cars that are most definitely not meta, but at the end of the day, who cares? I'm just here to have some fun. You know that I'm not one to focus so much on getting W's, and yet somehow I got a W here. Maybe the Agera RS was the answer to my accelerator, huh? Maybe I should try another defense lap. Oh crap, I didn't see her cars. I'm gonna say her cars because it's Khaleesi, you know, Game of Thrones. That's a she. Okay, it's fine, whatever. Last reward, official reward for today, even a dice. Lovely stuff. I still have some additional fuel. So can I find Roulebule? I would love... Oh, there it is, Roulebule. I'm gonna try this again and see if this works a little bit better as an accelerator, but I still don't believe I'm gonna be able to beat him because he's starting with the Frangivento, which I understand it's a really good accelerator. how good of an accelerator. I've heard that it's close to the 300 plus, so make of that information what you will. Now, obviously I did not accelerate nearly as good as him, but I think this was a pretty decent one, though. Triple tapping with this car, triple tap nitro, it's dangerous, because you can see how it just drinks away all of my nitro, so that is not ideal, but, you know, it's fine. Can I get, please, 2 barrel rolls here? Yes, 2, I love it. Somehow I'm catching up a little bit, you know, not too much. I'm not saying that I'm gonna beat him, but... Oh, he went for the fancy variables. Damn. Well, you know what? I'll live with that. But I can do fancy variables too by accident, but I made it, huh? I did it. Lovely stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I cannot beat Rule Bule. It's fine. But I didn't want to beat him anyway. He's one of the rumors, so why would I want to beat him, you know? I mean, I could. I just don't want to. All right, well done, Mr. Rulabule. It seems that the Sorpasso really is a very good accelerator. If I had brought a good accelerator, maybe I could have challenged that, but hey, it is what it is. That's the point of this video. Bad cars, bad results. Let's go! Now, if you want to get a hard on a pin, you need to limit the key phrase, which for today is going to be, ultimately, the end of season rewards don't matter. First person to post it gets a hard opinion. You know how this works. So I'm going to do another defense lap. This time I'm keeping the Agera RS as my accelerator, and we're going to see how it compares with the acceleration of the Tuatara. Maybe I did it right from the get, and it was right with the Tuatara. Who knows? But yeah, overall, actually, you know what? Why don't you also let me know in the comments if you want to see also an end of season result with this lineup. See how far I can make it during the last couple of days of well, really, I suppose during the very last day. Yeah, I think it's a better accelerator. Look at that. You know, to see how good or bad I do on the last day of Gauntlet and see what position it gives me. To be honest, again, with the absolutely bad end of season rewards nowadays, I really don't care if I finish in position 400, which is actually what has happened over the last several weeks, where it's like, no, I don't even try anymore. I do a terrible or whatever, an unboosted defense lap, and not even with my best cars, just with whatever it gets auto-selected. I go for it, and that's about it. That's all I do in my 5 races daily. And yeah, I've been finishing anywhere from like position 250 to position 460 or something like that. I think that was the very last one that I got, or rather the worst one. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just fun to be messing around and at least claim your tokens, because again, it's a good thing to be able to get tokens by finishing races, not so much by winning. So I appreciate that tokens are easy to get in that sense over here, and tokens are easy to get in Classic Season in the same way where you just finish races. But alright, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye!